Ladies and gentlemen, Gungans and droids across our beloved empire, we got a fun video lined up for you guys today. I gotta admit, Star Wars Galaxy Heroes in 2021 has been a bit of a slow year, but for me and a lot of you other guys, following our free-to-play account series we started up in 2021, I've been having so much fun playing around this account, more so than my main account most days. And what I want to do today is kind of a couple things. Firstly, I want to do a 1 month account review. What does it look like starting up a brand new free-to-play account in 2021? And what does it look like after 1 month of progress alone? And then we're going to kind of transition into some problems that I hope Capital Games hears out, because these double shard changes have been fantastic. There's no other way to spin that story into a negative way, but there are still some problems both for veteran players out there, as well as more specifically what I really want to dive into, new player and more specifically new free-to-play players, because you want to keep their attention. Those who are not buying the Hyperdrive bundle, hopefully Capital Games can give those players a little bit more love. I know you love those Hyperdrive bundle players, but there are other players that aren't wailing on the $100 Hyperdrive bundle. As you see, it's been pretty much exactly 1 month since we started up our free-to-play account, and let me show you where we are. And I know I've been getting a ton of questions. When is the updated farming guide coming? We are currently working on the graphics for the farming guide. A lot of people have been asking. I usually play my free-to-play account for a month, so expect to see this free-to-play updated farming guide come in the next week or so here. So hopping on over to the free-to-play account, in about a month, we got 137,000 galactic power added to our roster. And if you've been kind of following along, there's a link in the top right-hand corner up here showing the whole entire playlist of the 2021 free-to-play account series here. In about 3 weeks, we got our 7-star Phoenix. In about 1 week, we got our Emperor Palpatine unlocked. In about 2 weeks, we got Grand Admiral Thrawn unlocked, as well as Darth Vader unlocked. And look at this. We already have our Gear 7 Phoenix crew put together here. And just kind of a quick reminder how the Phoenix works. We don't want to over-invest in that faction. As I said, I firmly believe the best starting faction is going to be the Phoenix. They help you through Galactic War much so than a lot of other beginning teams out there. And furthermore, they help you get Palpatine, they help you get Thrawn, but we do not want to over-invest in them. The plan is to just take this team around Gear 8, Gear 9 at most for select characters to get Thrawn to 7 stars, and of course, Emperor Palpatine. And then we're going to quickly ease off on the gas, or actually quickly let go of the gas on the Phoenix and start going all in on the First Order. And here's what the First Orders look like. We already got a 7-star First Order Special Forces TIE Pilot. Today, I got my 7-star Captain Phantasmic, and here's going to be a little bit of a problem as we're going to get into in a moment regarding credits. Let's not jump the gun, but we do have a 7-star Captain Phasma, in theory, waiting there. And here's the rest of our First Order. We are working our way towards a 7-star Colorado Mass. We're making our way towards the First Order TIE Pod. First Order Stormtroopers almost done. First Order Officer, we just unlocked General Hux. Once you reach level 60, you have access to all of the characters required to unlock Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. And that's why I love this guide that I'm working towards for you guys, because we're trying to build our way towards a galactic legend. And with these double shard drops, I honestly feel like we're gonna have all the characters to 7 stars not too far into the future. So although I'm loving it, we got some problems, but let's show one more thing. Let's show where we are with ships. We do not want to ignore ships, and that's gonna be part of our problems list for new players out there. I really think Capital Games needs to focus on more. Here are all the ships we're focusing on so we can unlock the finalizer. And this is honestly what I'm more concerned about, is getting the ships farmed up in time. And of course, as well, the gear for the characters. So that's just a quick 1 month update, what it looks like for free-to-play players. I've been getting so many comments from people that aren't starting new accounts, but they've been playing for years. Like, they're like, holy cow, it's crazy how fast the beginning game moves now with the help of the double shard drops. And I firmly believe that's one of the best things Capital Games did, but we still have problems. And all these problems we're going to talk about today are more new player focused, but a lot of them are going to be relatable to the veteran endgame players like yourselves out there. And the first one that's on everybody's mind, I don't care if you're new, you've been playing forever, you spent $100,000 plus in the game, gear changes. And what I mean by that is easing up on the gear crunch. We haven't really had a legitimate way of easing up the gear crunch. And this is the problem with everybody. And now, although I firmly love the double shard drops of the characters, the problem is now you're facing the gear wall 2 times faster. That's how it's going to work, because you have a lot more characters and you're trying to gear up. Like, I want to gear up all these characters, but we got to stay focused on one faction at a time. We can't go around everywhere. And this is the problem everyone is facing. Capital Games said 3 months ago they're going to look into the gear farming problems, but there's no guarantees they're going to make any changes. And obviously, we've already talked about this more in depth earlier this year on what I would like to see in Galaxy for the 2021. A lot of areas of opportunity, such as updating the daily challenges, kind of the easiest giveaway. But of course, I'm not sure how realistic it's going to be, because gear, I'm assuming, is going to be a big chunk of the revenue of Galaxy. There's this made-up economy here, but still, nonetheless, I want to put this on the list. Gear farming is one of the biggest problems that everybody is facing right now. And of course, for new players out there, it's definitely one of the biggest grinds, especially when you're trying to work towards a galactic legend and you got a long list of characters to gear up. That might just be a fact of the game, and we're just gonna have to accept it. But nonetheless, I want to put out there, next problem I have is in regards to ships. Now, I actually have a lot of problems with ships. Just in general, I think ships is one of the least liked game modes in Galaxies, and ships is not a very beginner-friendly game mode out there. You're really, it's a pain grinding through fleet battles. It wasn't really meant for new players, unlike when you start with the light side, dark side battles. It's very friendly for new players out there. The same cannot be said for ships. But the main thing I really want to talk about is the shards for unlocking ships, or blueprints to be, I guess, more specific here. Unlike character shards, you are not getting double ship shards. And maybe that's intentional, because we don't really have that many ships to farm, so they're kind of keeping it on the original rate that we farmed in the past. But still, nonetheless, here's a good comparison. I'm farming Kylo Ren on Maz. We're barely in the 4 stars right now, whereas with my Kylo Ren on Maz, he is already nearly at 6 stars. So you're seeing a character that I started as well the ship, because as you know, Kylo Ren on Maz has one of the best locations in the game, because you farm the character and the ship. We've been farming them simultaneously, and as you can see, we're kind of almost double the shards. As you can see, mathematically, it would be great if ships can have the same exact blueprint drop rates as the characters, because again, we want to make this game mode more enjoyable. We want people to grasp ships, because although it's not a liked game mode that much, it's still such an important game mode. So doubling the blueprints, that's someone everyone wants. People don't want to be farming their Hyena bomber forever, their Y-wings forever, their TIE bombers forever. They want to be able to speed up those farms a little bit, and it allows Capital Games to add more ships a little bit faster to support the game mode, kind of like characters. We get more characters than ships. I'm wanting to have the double blueprint, so that way we can farm old ships faster, and furthermore, they can support ships more with some more ships in the game. And the other problem I have is that they don't really make it very friendly for new players to figure out how the heck do you unlock things like the Finalizer as well as the Radis. You have to wait for the event to come around to find out. I kind of argue the Finalizer and the Radis is kind of a legendary event. I mean, I find them to be more legendary than Grand Admiral Thrawn's, and at least with Grand Admiral Thrawn, you can kind of look and see what's required for the ships, and here you don't find it whatsoever. Luckily, I know what they are, of course. That's why I have all these ships bookmarked on top, but you have to go to a third-party resource outside to find those requirements to get these ships. So that's another big problem I have, is that they don't really kind of walk you through what is required for important ships. A Finalizer, Radis, you need those to get Galactic Legends Kylo and Race. That's another problem I have. Now, this next problem is going to be kind of minor, but it's a very popular problem that I know causes a lot of people to lose their retention on the game. Again, I'm trying to help find ways to keep players' retention, and especially things I don't think they're going to break Capital Games Bank. And I'm talking about sim tickets. Now, for endgame veteran players, we haven't thought about sim tickets for a long time, but under level 60, the sim ticket grind is real. And I always promise everyone who plays this game, when they're starting, they're always like, how do I get more sim tickets? I'm lacking on sim tickets. I have to do everything on manual. I can assure you, once you reach level 60, you are no longer going to have a sim ticket problem. As you see, I right now have 672 sim tickets. I haven't whaled. I haven't spent a dime on this game, on this free-to-play account here, and we have tons of sim tickets. So it's something that eventually, over time, in about a month, you are not going to have the problem anymore. But that first month is so important. It's like a baby. The first few weeks and months are some of the most important times for that baby to grow and develop. Same thing with Galaxies. You want to hold people's attention. And when people are running out of sim tickets and they have to do everything on manual or auto, it's not really engaging. So it would be great if they invented a system where you just don't need sim tickets. You just go ahead, you spend as much, you can do as many attempts like a sim, but no sim tickets required as long as you have the energy to support it. I think that's kind of the best way to go about it, because sim tickets, again, it's a problem after 1 month. You don't have to worry about, and end game players, we never think about sim tickets. I think I have 70,000 sim tickets on my main account. So point being, I think we can get rid of the sim ticket mechanism. I don't think that's really a moneymaker for Capital Games out there. I think it just makes the game unpleasant and really reminds me of 2015 or 2021. We're trying to streamline the beginning process, and I don't think that's a big moneymaker. I could be wrong. I don't have the data, but nonetheless, I think getting rid of sim tickets and just creating a just invisible sim ticket where you don't need it, I think that's going to be great for new players out there. And next up, Bronzium packs. Now we got some Bronzium pack changes where remember when they doubled the shard drops of the characters, there was a little bit of controversy because they didn't fix the character shards. Well, they did, and I was really hoping that with the double character shards that you're going to be getting and double the frequency of unlocking a full character, I was hoping it'd be a bit more meaningful for new players out there. So far in 1 month, I haven't really felt that much of an impact from Bronzium. So yet again, I am asking Capital Games again for another year here after doing the series last year. I think it'd be great to try to create a Bronzium pack that's going to help people expedite their farming process on other characters out there. I don't know if that's realistic. Other games can do it where they add like a legacy orb so you can farm old characters and you're always guaranteed character shards instead of gear here. Again, it's still nice. I do get, for example, a lot of Royal Guard shards out there, but still, it would be great seeing other characters be added in here, especially characters that are very, very old. So a legacy Bronzium pack that always gives out character shards, I think it would be a fantastic addition. Overall, the Bronzium pack has not been really important in my free-to-play farming guide for 2021, unfortunately. Moving on. Next problem. Very specific to new players out there. I hope Capital Games is watching this because there's, I think, a lot of important feedback to make the beginning as great as possible. Most shipments don't have a problem with randomness. And there are a couple of problems that I have with it. For example, Galactic War Store. Again, going into the ship problem. Ships, we need to make ships better, not just for beginner players or end game players, just in general. Everyone needs improvements in ships. And when you're trying to farm ships, because right now the plan is, now that I have my Captain Phasma at 7 stars, it would be great if I can just farm my first order TIE fighter. But the problem is it's so random. It would be great if they just expand the list showing all of the selections of characters and ships and not the randomness. Maybe that's intentionally want you to refresh the shipments. I've never had to refresh Galactic War shipments in my life. Maybe there's some people out there and that's just an extra couple pennies for Capital Games, but I think just a simple quality of life thing. Just show all the ships and the character shards, and especially, for example, the Fleet Arena shipments. These are always in a huge rotation, and it's so random. And when ships already has half the blueprints compared to character shards, and they're so random, it's just not fun to farm a ship for several months in a row. I firmly believe the character shards are going to be so easy to get for Supreme Leader Kyle Ren, but just getting the ships, I'm not looking forward to it. I'd much rather farm the gear right now for characters than wait here for months and getting things like the Slave 1, for example. So again, I think they need to branch things out. Again, showing all the characters. For example, General Grievous and Darth Vader always bouncing around here. Just show them all. People could scroll down a little bit further. I think they'd be more than happy to scroll down a little bit further if they are guaranteed they have all the ships and characters show up. And the same thing with the Guild Event Store. For example, Special Forces TIE Fighter is here as well as the ship. They're always kind of bouncing back for it to show everything that you can possibly farm in one sitting. Simple things like that. I think it'd be great. And you saw I had a credit problem earlier on, and that's mostly because of mods. Mods, another area of the game that's so important like shit, but it's something that not a lot of people love because there are just so many irritating things about it, if you know what I mean. One of the biggest irritations is that we have a separate energy for mods, which is fantastic, but we do not have a separate currency for mods. And again, I'm assuming this is going to come down to money, 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 baby. And they want you to have that. They really want to crunch that mod scarcity on you. But the problem is, Capital Games, you know there is a mod problem. People do not really want to engage mods that much because they're overcomplicated and they steal away resources from other things out there, such as starring up your characters, like I showed a few moments ago. I think we need to have a separate currency for leveling up mods because really, even myself, I love mods. I firmly understand mods and I embrace them on my main account. But here, I'm scared to level up mods, and I should be encouraged to level up these mods. But right now, I don't want to because I need to save my currency so I can give my Captain Phasma up to 7 stars. That's really, there's a lot of problems with mods. I've went in depth on what other mod changes and quality of life updates I'd see, but just right now, one of the biggest problems for new players, and this is not, and again, you want to kind of give your new children a good understanding of the game so they play for a long time. And right now, I don't even want to really engage with mods that much in there because I'm just always in a constant credit scarcity. When I'm leveling up these characters, I'm getting twice as fast. I don't want to play with mods twice as much either. So one more thing I want to talk about, and this is really the ultimate Hail Mary pass, and I'm sure this is 1000% intended, a little shady in my opinion. You see this nice little button right here? Hyperdrive. Now, I'm not saying make the hyperdrive button disappear. That's never going away. They're going to keep that there forever. What I'm talking about is the arena shard. I really wish that they would separate the hyperdrive bundle players from the non-hyperdrive bundle players. All these players, they look like they've been playing for several months. These players started the exact same time as I started up this free-to-play account, more or less within like a week or two period. We all started this free-to-play account we all started accounts at the same time. I did mine free-to-play. We have a ton of people with hyperdrive. That's fine. Buy your hyperdrive bundles, but it would be great in that first few moments when they're putting shards together. It would be great. Maybe it's tough from a coding perspective, and that's why it is the way it is. I think it's definitely more a money-making perspective. It'd be great to create a hyperdrive bundle shard and then also a free-to-play shard. So you buy the hyperdrive bundle within X amount of weeks, you get put in your own hyperdrive bundle shard with other people that have a similar hyperdrive bundle lifespan as you. And then for free-to-play players, you can have your own shard here. The problem is, it sucks, but I don't. Oh my gosh, Relic 7 base. What a freaking mad lad right there. Oh my gosh. Oh, he's got a Relic 7 Dart Fan. What a weird team. Anyways, moving on. I don't see myself getting to the top arena for a very long time until probably I get Supreme Leader Kylo Ren unlocked. This shard is going to be occupied, and very shortly, as you've seen, we're seeing a lot of Relic 7 Palpatines and Kylo Ren Unmasked. Very shortly, we're going to start seeing some Supreme Leader Kylo Rens in this shard, probably within the next month or two here. So that's another big problem I have, separating the free-to-play from the hyperdrive bundle, because right now, I remember the good old days way back when I would climb up arena, and it was exciting when I was doing it free to play back in the day. There's really no hope for new players to enjoy that feeling of climbing to the top 50 for months upon months upon months. So that's really all I have to share today. I just want to make this game as enjoyable as possible for as many people possible, and I know hyperdrive bundles, they care more about those people. But again, I really think if we want to keep this game going for as long as possible, we need to kind of encourage people to engage with mods more, to engage with ships more, and try to find ways to let them enjoy Galaxy of Heroes a lot more. So these are a lot of suggestions I think will help get retention going for our new Galaxy of Heroes players out there. I would love to get my Kylo Ren up and running. Hey, we got 500,000 credits. Let's do it. Beautiful. That's going to help my ship out quite a lot. That's going to wrap it up for today's video. Ladies and gentlemen, Gungans and droids across the galaxy. I know hopefully this wasn't a rant video. This was not a rant video by any stretch of the imagination, because I'm having a ton of fun playing on this free-to-play account. It's kind of been the highlight of 2021 since there hasn't been anything new yet. But let me know what you guys think. What changes would you like to see if you're more of a newer player out there? And I really hope Capital Games see this. I think a lot of these suggestions are easy slam dunks for them to kind of make some goodwill with the community and make people enjoy the game more. Like, comment down below on all your thoughts, and be sure to subscribe so you're not missing a thing. And always remember, it's great to be in the Empire today.